Alrighty, so today we're going to go through DeWork and try and figure out what we're doing. I think they've got some good support as well, so if we can't figure it out ourselves, we'll hit them up and see if they can help us. But I'll just share my screen.
So Kieran, we might, on our calendars it came through as 9:30. What time did it come through for you, Jill?
I went back to an old link. I think it's come up as 8:30, but I don't know whether that's in the calendar, Gordon. So you might be right.
Okay, I'm just thinking, Karen, and it might pop into their calendar as 9:30 as well.
Yeah,
Not sure.
I reckon it probably will. So it's in mine is 9:30. That's all right. We can mess around with DeWork and then
cool.
Karen get into it. Alrighty. Too many screens open. All right, is that showing up? All good? Nothing?
Yep, I can see that.
Yeah, so basically I've gone through here, and for the bit entry program, I've created tasks for each of those events. Now I've claimed one of them myself, which is like the practicals at the end, and I can't see where they are now. So it's got me there.
Yep.
Combine board. Oh, there we go. So it's assigned to me, and it's got my dates, part of the school of Bitcoin, blah 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 blah. Now if I go to, have I shared my screen I think I'll share the whole thing. Share screen 2. Share. So if I go to my account, I've got nothing there. So go in here, go into my profile, go into my task board. Oh, it's there. Okay. All right. So maybe let's try with one of yours. So if we go back to Discord, into into what was it? Staff room, isn't it? And then I think only you guys can see these now. So anyone who's in the staff room can see that.
Yep.
So maybe if you each choose one of them, and then we'll see if that. So like just click on it, sign in with your Discord account, and then we'll see if it pops up in here.
You want us to do that now?
Yeah, may as well, and we'll see if it claims the task.
Which one do you want, Jill? I'll do do's and don'ts for safety, or
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a great idea, actually. I woke up to some strange security things on my phone, so definitely do's and don'ts is a good one, Gordon.
I'll do that one.
Yeah,
it's a big thing for me. Okay.
Oh, sorry, my screen's
I'll go to down.
It'd be good to know if we can like edit that. So like if you want a different task, if you can change that after the fact, or how that works as well.
Right, so I've got a combined board. I've got 0 tasks. Overview.
Oh, maybe hang on. I'll stop
So at the moment it says the DAO doesn't have any open tasks at the moment.
Yeah. So do you want to share your screen, Gordon, and I'll try and walk you through what I did.
So I've got the global monetary order one.
And that's popped up?
But it says access denied.
Yep. So if you click onto the next section, it'll take you into Discord. I linked in through Discord.
Yeah, I was in Discord. Should I go to the DAO page? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
No, so I think you click on apply or grab task from Discord.
Okay.
If you click on your profile at the top there, Gordon, on the top left. My taskboard, yep. Has it got it? No. Go. You connected with Discord? Yes, that should be all good. Part of the staff room. So when you go to Discord and you click, which I can't see, I don't think. I think you shared the.
You can see my Discord there.
Nah, because I don't think you shared the whole screen.
I'm just following along with you, Gordon. I've decided just to, yeah, that's what I got, access denied. Okay, so go to DAO page.
I wonder if I need to set roles then. But that kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I never actually saw the tasks.
Mm.
Yeah.
Maybe we try with GitHub. Try and access through GitHub.
Well, we could do. Oh well, their suggestion was to do it through Discord specifically because anyone in that room, so in the staff room, like, is the only ones that could see it. So that I mean that part's worked, but the actual claiming of it hasn't worked. So is that because I made myself an admin as well as that School of Bitcoin account? I wonder.
Might have to do some bit of DeWork research. There must be some YouTubes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about if we do? Hang on, let's just try this. I'll send in the chat. If you click on that link in the chat, Gordon, and see if that changes it.
I'll just stop sharing the screen.
No, I may as well leave it.
Hang on, there we go. Yep, cool.
Accept invite down the bottom. And then if you go to back to your profile.
This DAO workspace, create your first DAO project, import Notion or Trello.
So, yeah, go back to yours, my task. See if it comes up now. No. Weird.
It starts out showing it and then it disappears.
That's so strange.
Oh, here we go. What do we got here? Permissions.
So I've just that link.
Permissions over here. Roles, users, create, manage all projects. You got us in there.
Contributors.
Oh, do I need to be a user as well?
Yeah, but it when you clicked on that link, it automatically made him part of the staff. I'll just send the link to make him.
I'll just go back to.
Yeah, when it says not authorized, just click on the link to access it, and it'll ask you to link in with your Discord. It might make you QR code with your Discord. So have you got Discord on your phone?
No, I'm doing it on the computer.
All right. So a quick way to access Discord. Sometimes it won't let you into Discord. It wants you to log in with an email or password or something like that. So if you've got it, just a little bit of a technique. If you've got it on your phone as well, and you're logged in on your phone, you can just scan in from your profile to the QR, and it lets you in that way as well.
Okay.
Try a refresh now, Gordon. Now if you go. No. I've just made you the manager for all projects as well. Create tasks. Select roles. Admins. Make us all admin. Save. Roles. Oh, create tasks. Start. Now I've made us all, like we've got every role there is for the three of us, so surely.
Yeah.
If you go, maybe sign out if you can, Gordon, and then try and sign back in.
I was just going to say that's probably the idea.
Go connect on the top right hand. Discord, yep. Yep. Still that. Still nothing. Yeah. if you go to over your
manage your projects.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Admin. Yeah.
See if that changes it. Still should be able to access the tasks no matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm just following along with your screen, Gordon.
Can you see the tasks, Kieran? Yeah.
Nah, not in mine. So I can see them on the original one. So like, and I can see mine that I've accepted somehow, and that's it. It makes no sense.
I went in prior to that. I went into Explore Open Bounties and actually put in the School of Bitcoin. See there, I Explore Open Bounties, and I put in the School of Bitcoin, but I couldn't find the School of Bitcoin. Didn't come up, and I didn't know whether it should have done.
I don't think so, because he said to make it private, so it's just us, like doing the task.
Got it. Okay, got it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the best way to go. That was kind of there. We might have to ask him, but I thought we'd be able to figure it out how to actually like see the task. I don't know like why my one comes up that I've accepted.
Oh, so you can accept one. So yours is
I accepted one.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll try and accept another one. Hang on.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, Gordon.
I'm just having a look to see if we can find it this way.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, it's saying access denied for me as well.
Show task where anyone could submit. Show task where anyone can be reserved.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a task type.
We could just make it permissions.
I'm just trying to see where I can search them though. Are these public board tasks or only internal? Right, so only ones with bounties show up. Okay.
Yeah. So that's like, not what we're doing for this, but project.
It's actually saying this is your DAO workspace. Create. Is that me? Create your first DeWork project or import a project from Notion or Trello.
Do you want to try and create one and see if I can see it?
Yeah. Okay.
Admin. So it's whatever. Just call it a test. We're mining it. Cool.
Private project or.
Anyone can do this project and its task. But well, I did private, so maybe we don't do that. Discord integration. So I think that's the go task. Create thread.
One specific channel. Post updates in one channel or post to one specific channel thread.
One channel, I think. That's what I did. Just in staff room. Yep. And scroll down. Click that. Right. And then, yep. So now this is private. All right. So we'll see if I can see that. Pops up.
Okay, so there's Bitcoin mining's there.
Yeah.
I've got
It didn't come up in the staff room there. And I'll try and make another one.
sure.
The Bitcoin account. Let's call it Bitcoin account. All right, so we'll go create project. Create without. That's interesting.
This is
Hang on,
interesting
let me
because
like,
in the settings there, it's got to manage the project. It all comes back to all of these who can do it.
yeah. Permissions. Hang on. I found something.
Okay, so I've got, we've got the Bitcoin project, mining project there.
Yep. Very good. Very good.
But
Yeah.
why Kieran's aren't showing?
I can't see that one, the Bitcoin mining one.
Okay, I'll go in and see whether I can see that because I'm just looking at your screen at the moment. So just give me a minute.
And that Bitcoin mining one didn't show up in Discord.
So that should have shown up like these ones did with the bot.
Where I'm wondering if it has to be the account. So I made that School of Bitcoin Discord account to create. Maybe that's why. Manage project, create task. And stuff. Maybe this is it. Hang on, I think I found something. Save and view projects. Okay, so that's why I think I figured it out. Stuff.
I can't see Gordon's task on mine.
Yeah.
But it says on mine, it says this DAO doesn't have any public projects. So because I'm not a DAO contributor or admin, I think I'm still outside. Have I got something still to do to change my setting?
I don't think so. I think what we're going to do, I've just changed the permissions. If you go back, Gordon, and just see, refresh it. Yay, you got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
So now, Jill, if you go.
We've got main project.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Main project.
Right.
Yes.
Awesome.
Do's and don'ts. Fantastic.
Awesome.
What did you do?
So if you go, when you're going into, actually we can do it on your Bitcoin mining one, but that's like, oh God, so it's maybe we made them like in the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. Basically in the settings for the project, not for the tasks, is where you set the permissions for it. So see on the right hand side there, it's got settings.
Yeah. In
there, permissions.
Yep.
And in there you go staff, admin, rah. So permissions, and then at the bottom, admin. There's a thing for view. So what I did set was, this is what they were saying the other night with the DeWork guys, and I kind of missed it. I wish we had recorded that actually, because I was like, oh, what was it? I think I was in Zooms all day. Zoomed out. But yeah, there was that. There was points that they made that were really key that I kind of forgot about. So that should pop up now.
So in terms of users and that, do we have to invite people here?
I don't think so. I think what we can do is it'll pop up with the view option at the bottom, how you change that already. So if you click on save, it should come up for me, I think. And I'm here to see if yes, I can see Bitcoin mining. Yep, awesome.
So can I test out apply to the task for the global? Can I test that one out? Start date.
Yep.
I'll just say interested. It's going to take me a week, for example. I would like to try this, and then I'm going to put I'm interested. So that's for the global monetary order. Did that change anything or come through?
Something. I'll just refresh.
Oh, one applicant. Look.
Yes, one applicant. Awesome. So then we click on assign. This is awesome. We got it.
Yeah, very, very good. Very cool.
So that's in progress. Why is mine not in progress?
There we go.
Yes.
We got it. That's awesome. This is really, really good. Just thinking, how do we change the name from main project to bit entry? Or maybe I have to do it from the other account. Because I think bit entry, and then we'll go along and do all the different names as we go.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. I'm up there as a DeWorker. Yep. Fantastic.
I was just looking at the criteria. Dangers of losing your coins, understanding how to interact with communities.
Yeah.
Understand the difference between mature. It's going to be it's a bit of work on that one.
Yeah, but change it if you don't like the criteria, don't you think?
They all need to be done.
Yeah.
I'll pick the first one.
Add or anything you want to put in there?
Yeah, absolutely. I really did take a sort of a very broad approach over a couple of hours, and I just sort of mapped out stuff that I thought could be, wide parameters. So please change it.
No, they're excellent.
Oh, thank you.
They are really good, yeah.
It was just something to get us going,
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, it's great. Can you guys?
I'll start that one because I'm writing one for the I've got a gamers guild starting today.
Oh, cool.
It's sort of a gamers club because it's not a guild. We haven't created a guild yet, but they've got to do security 101. They can't join the guild unless they've done it all.
Yeah, nice one.
So they're going to have to come into the School of Bitcoin, do the course, get accredited, and then they can come over and join.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
So once we get that happening.
Gordon, so the question for you both, while I've got you both there, how do I create a School of Bitcoin on the Gold Coast so that I'm doing something a little bit similar to what you're doing, Gordon, but here for kids that are keen, and for young people and for middle-aged people that are keen to sit down and actually do what you and Electra do, because it's I think such a rewarding way to actually be educating people in the space. Is there options for the School of Bitcoin on the Gold Coast, do you think?
Yeah, why not? Have you got a physical space that you could utilize?
At the moment, I'm working with Sharon. Gordon, you obviously know Sharon, and it's something that we've been sort of thinking quite a lot about, particularly since working with Gordon and Electra on those courses, because we feel that we've got something to contribute to. But really at the moment, it's just thinking it out. How could it work? Yeah, it could physical space, there could be an option there, but
I think what I think is that ultimately I just in terms of how to create it into something that's beneficial is that eventually, as we go through the course, the curriculum, you will then go off and have your own problem-based learning project. So once you've got your own problem-based learning project, where are you going to be doing that? At home, on Discord, or is there a physical space? So the more people, I think, to grow a community that have got the expertise within your local ecosystem there. If you it can be virtual or it can be physical. Physical people, we find quite a few like it in our town. So eventually, I think thinking about what you're going to become. So if you're going to be like helping them to establish DAOs, thinking about, I've been going through this a lot, what's the role of VCs in the future? I mean, the VC, from at the Blockchain Australia, the role of the VCs really sort of, one of the guys from Reinventure, the main guy from, my apologies, I don't recall his name, basically said, well, our own industry is being disrupted. So by what? By DAOs. The VC, so the vet, so it's a bit of research, I think, in that area.
Yeah.
That if you are going to help kids with ideas or people with ideas, how they're going to fund those ideas.
Yeah.
And how to get them set up so that they, if they become startups, or whether they're small ideas or big ideas, but if they become startups, it's a whole ecosystem I'm seeing that needs to be created. So I go back to, what are they doing at Draper University? What are they doing at Outlier Adventures? What are they doing at Republic Realm? This Web3 space is basically becoming non-university. Come in with your ideas. We give you the structures. You end up being DAOs to raise all your money. It could be VCs as well, but it's that, so that's how I'm seeing us growing here, is what are we going to become? So first of all, you're educators, but then you're really leading to problem-based learning projects, which is turning into monetary items, which are going to give you an income.
I think that the first part's actually getting this curriculum built out so we can utilize it. But I just had a thought, with actually, Gordon, can you do a new tab on where you got your screen up and type in Coder Dojo, and we'll see if there's any up in the Gold Coast, because we could potentially tap into all those communities that are already built out, that are really open to doing all sorts of projects and do financial literacy as part of that, and creating your own DAO and all that sort of thing. And just Gold Coast.
There's a lot. I think there's a lot happening on the Gold Coast. I'm very connected to a lot of the schools down here. Interesting.
That might be the way to go.
Yeah.
I might even do the same here, actually. See what local coders there are.
Yes. Sorry, maybe I'm jumping, like you say, Kieran. It's so important to get the structure of the curriculum done. But when I saw the sign, Gordon, I love that you put into the staff room channel that you had the banner with the School of Bitcoin, and you had that community evolving. And I thought, yeah, absolutely, this is something that Sharon and I could we're so keen to be involved in an educational space and tap into sort of the knowledge bases that are already there, but to be using the School of Bitcoin, the framework, and the community, obviously, that we've established, but to, I suppose, crack into the Gold Coast market, because we live here, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, they're probably two good places to start. Actually, Gordon, can you type in Melbourne? I just want to see how many there are here. Yeah. My other thought was the Royal Society Victoria, which is like the science society here. That's how we actually kicked off the first Coder Dojo in Melbs. But they've got a huge community of people. What, zero? It can't be right.
Wow.
What's your postcode there?
3931. Nothing.
There we go.
There we go.
Yep. So in 3931, you've got a lot down there.
Well, I can tell you that one at the top there doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, a lot of them probably don't. So Jill, up here there isn't a Coder Dojo. We do have a Coder Dojo, but we're sort of doing a bit diversity off that.
Yeah.
Up in our region here, we've got the CQ STEM Hub. So basically, it's a collective of all schools, all out of school projects, anyone that's doing anything in STEM.
Yes.
So I'm sort of their blockchain guy. And so now we're introducing programs. So the School of Bitcoin will just integrate into that.
Right.
Because there's already a collective of everyone there. And it'll be then schools will, someone who's got a bit of passion can see a bit of what's going on. I guess they'll come in and grab it. So rather than, of course, you've got to do this, they'll get, we'll do things that create interest.
Yeah.
That's how I'm
excellent
working it up here.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go. Actually, can you scroll down, Gordon? I just want to see if there's any sort of near-ish to me. Because I've been hit up a few times, to start a new one during lockdown. I was like, well, we can't really. But I reckon this is probably the way. Even register your own one, Jill.
Yeah. On that's a good idea, actually.
So on the Sunshine Coast, They have Brisbane has a very big collective. We hadn't really approached Coder Dojo about Web3. I haven't had a look in there lately to see if they're actually doing any.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can basically do any tech projects you want for Coder Dojo. So I reckon it's worth setting one up for Digital Playhouse for sure.
So on the Sunshine Coast, it's the councils drive the Coder Dojo.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And I think in Brisbane as well. Yeah, Brisbane is very much driven by the council
Libraries.
and the libraries. So they've got an extensive network. There's also private groups that do run, that do Coder Dojo. There are private coding, like I guess businesses, you know, that do run siliconcoast.org.au, ecosystem builder. Yeah, this might be the private company, as in.
Because I think obviously the Bitcoin meetups and that are good, but you're kind of preaching to the choir a little bit as well. So I think doing something like this is
I think these guys are a bit. Oh, sorry, yeah, Kieran. I think these guys are a bit out of date. You see, it's 2020.
Yeah,
a lot of them would have disappeared after COVID, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Food for thought. Just we're trying to think about how we can, be sort of an active sort of School of Bitcoin down here in a similar way to what you're doing, Gordon, because we've got our network of people, and we've certainly got, like you said, it's no good preaching to the choir that are already singing from the Bitcoin sheet. There's a lot of people, who are already, they certainly don't need the outreach that we can provide, but there's a lot of people who that don't understand that, and younger people coming through that don't understand the 101s of security and some of the key aspects that I think are really important with financial literacy is that emotional connection to understanding money. It's not a casino.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. 100%. That's massive. Absolutely.
It is.
Massive. Well, and even like what Michelle and Peter were saying with their kids, which was amazing. Like they were looking into NFTs like on their own. It wasn't like something that was prescribed to them. They just found it on their own, and they kind of knew it inside out. Explaining to them that it's not a casino of like, selling stuff or whatever. It's like the value behind what you created is the important thing, not the monetary attachment to it. So yeah, it's such a huge thing.
I think that, the way to sort of get to deal with that, I think, is the problem-based learning exercises. So
100%.
You're bringing down a path of not just, buying some crypto, although I think there's plenty of kids like those kids you met, Jill. And so what are we actually going to do with that? So in Gladstone, we have actually this CQ, this coding lab.
Yep.
So this is the mega hub, Kieran. This is like Warana Park backed by corporate,
Right.
So you've got different zones, robotics. You've got in the black room here, zone 5, that's a VR room.
Yeah.
Zone 2 is a maker desk. And that's sort of like, and from this is that CQU, and from that they APLNG sponsor it.
Wow.
Australian Pacific LNG sponsor it. Set it all up.
That's massive.
So this is a collective here. So as soon as we get the curriculum up and running, I'll be able to feed School of Bitcoin into this group, because it's like, and we meet once a quarter, and it's all schools that get involved.
Very cool.
So they do all sorts of things like little engineers, drone programs. It's just a host of programs keep running, but it's getting the Web3 into that space and Bitcoin into it.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I've got the just switching gears. I got that conference this Saturday for the Lagos group, which is pretty exciting. But I think I'll share it with you.
Oh yeah, that's incredible. Do you know how many crypto users there are?
No.
In Nigeria?
No, no idea.
100 million.
Wow.
I heard something the other day that there's already 100 million crypto users there.
Gordon, that's quite incredible when you think about a continent that it was basically unbanked, that they're being banked through crypto. It changes the way that we look at the world, because previously that whole continent of Africa, we relied on the fact that they as an underdeveloped continent, that they weren't able to get into the banking system as we knew it, the traditional legacy model, and therefore they were probably always going to be lagging behind. This is quite phenomenal, because it really leapfrogs them over a lot of the hurdles that they were facing.
Yeah, exactly.
32%, they say, in
Incredible.
2021. I'm not sure, Kieran, I saw that pop up the other day about the number of statistics, and I thought, wow, it's pretty big.
That's amazing. I think I need to use that in my presentation.
Yeah.
Well, they probably already know, I suppose. But no, I thought I'm going to do the whole thing in VR as well. So I spoke to the guy running, what's his name? King. That's his handle anyway. The guy running it said basically, go for it, do a pre-recording. Because I thought I probably might have spotty internet on the Saturday night where I'm staying. So I thought, I'll pre-record it and then I can still jump in for questions afterwards. But yeah, I'm going to do the whole thing in virtual reality. So
are you actually going to Nigeria?
I'd like to. That'd be cool.
Oh. No, when you said dodgy Wi-Fi, I was like, are you going there?
No.
Okay.
Literally like around the corner I'll be staying, but it's just got terrible like internet. So
okay.
Just in case.
Right.
I'm just dropping into a chat here, the conversation, a podcast about Nigeria and El Salvador and the different journeys they're going on. So they're two countries.
Yeah, there was a podcast on that, Gordon. It was excellent. It's really interesting to listen to that lady speak. I listened to that one. It's excellent. Just trying to remember what podcast that was on.
Yeah, I dropped the link in the chat.
Yeah. It really is it's interesting to make that comparison between the two countries, because they are quite different when you understand the journey.
Yeah, 100%. It's amazing, really. Like I've just seen like random videos on Twitter of people using Wallet of Satoshi over there. Like, oh, that's so cool. Like software developed in Australia is like literally people in like a shack who've just got like a crappy Android phone, like making transactions. It's incredible. It's really, really amazing to see like how quickly it can fix people's lives. It's just nuts.
Interesting here. It says, on another post here, Nigeria's digital currency, cryptocurrencies have been banned in Nigeria since 2021. Instead, there's a state digital currency, the El Naira.
Oh, what? Amazing. But yeah, so I reckon. So what's this? Looks like it's deleted my my PDF, my presentation. It's going to show you guys. It's like in Word. I'm going to have to do it again. Lucky I'm pre-recording it. Yeah, I reckon we work on this curriculum. That your acceptance of that task didn't pop up though, Gordon. Just having a look.
Oh no, I didn't actually accept it. I was having a look at it to make sure. I'll do that.
Yeah, may as well see if it works. Pops up, but I think we've got the hang of it now. I'm gonna see if I can catch up with Karen, because I reckon she'll probably need some help getting into Discord and even using this sort of thing. But she'll be definitely interested, and I reckon she's got a number of projects she could actually get students using this with as well. But yeah, it's pretty good. I reckon it's a good little bit of software that's decentralized, and I think if we could do it with that, we could probably do it with the Stacks project and anything else we want to do. But I
was just having a look to see how to accept that. Like status to do to put up the request, what did I have to do there?
So in Discord.
I'll just share my screen again.
Oh yeah. I've got a million windows open. I've confused the hell out of myself.
As we do.
So I've just put something in. So I've actually just added to that global monetary order. And if I'm just wondering whether I can testing preview, save. I wonder if I can submit it.
So yeah, that's a good question. If you go to claim task, sorry, Gordon, down the bottom.
Got it.
And then I think if I refresh that from this one. Oh yeah, that's popped up and said, that's popped up in Discord and yeah, looks like it's assigned to you. So I guess in progress. And then your one submission, cool.
So, does that come through as a submission?
Yep.
Okay. Can you, I don't know how you get it into review other than as an editor, I can actually move it into review physically.
Yeah, that worked for me. And then I can see, actually.
Perfect.
If you click on, okay, so it's in review on my screen. That's weird.
I've still got you in progress, Jill.
Yeah,
yep. I moved it back. Yep.
Oh, okay.
But if I move it like that, then is it now in review?
I think we have to refresh. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all right. We can do that.
But I wonder whether that's because I'm a staff member, I can actually move it to review. If I was just a random, probably it would be in progress and still a staff member actually moved it to review, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Well, I think now, we're all admins as well. So
yeah.
we probably need someone else who's not an admin to test that out. But now I think it's fine. Hopefully, we'll see if.
So is there a task that we can get some kids to do or a kid to do?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Can you think of one, and I'll see if I can get one to take it up.
Yeah. Well, what about? What was this one? What is money and what's the store of value? The first one might be the one to start with.
Might be, set the kids on a task to go and find some decent YouTubes that are kid orientated for crypto.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep.
So I've just put into that one, the Google Doc that I started, but yeah, just those two questions would be good. What is money and what is the store of value?
Sounds good.
And we could even, just sign them up and get them, even if they sign up like as a collective maybe, and then, here we go, Karen's here. And then, we'll sign it to them and where we go.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, Karen. We've been here for the last hour just because of our terrible daylight saving time.
I'm sorry, I would have been happy to join you.
Not your fault. Not your fault. I was just as confused as I think everyone in Victoria is.
Karen, we had to sort out the technical anyway before we brought the less technical in, so we've worked it out now.
We have.
Good on you.
It's all good. We'll see if Jacques comes in as well. It'd be good to catch up with him. I think he's been busy from the sounds of it, so we'll see how he goes. But Karen, we were just going through the bit entry program and the DeWork software that we were setting up to do that specifically. Actually, you might be able to help with that initial one as well. So maybe we could get some kids to do what is money and what is the store of value. And then, maybe Karen, you might have some good resources and stuff you could add to that as well.
Yeah, look, I'm happy to have a go with that. It's school holidays very soon, so it's going to be different sort of way of contacting children or getting in touch with children, because anybody who can get out of Victoria will.
That's for sure. Yeah, 100%.
I can certainly, and Jill and I can maybe work together on a few different activities that we can have children do, because yeah, there's lots of possibilities, and it gives us a starting point.
Sounds good, Karen.
Yeah.
Sure. We were actually talking as well, Karen, you might have some ideas about, sort of physical spaces or communities for learners. So I was thinking immediately looking at Coder Dojo. So there's a number up on the Gold Coast that Jill could approach. But I was thinking, is there anything else, any other communities that you can think of that we could, once we have this curriculum built out, even just a bit entry to approach?
Now, what is necessary in this space, in a physical space?
Well, just communities. So, like, I was thinking the Coder Dojo communities, which are usually libraries and
libraries is my first thing.
Yeah.
Community clubs also.
Yeah.
I know when I developed a project straight after 9/11. It was such a horrible time in the world, but kids had seen planes crashes and schools weren't doing anything about it. But I thought, how can we get kids from Islamic communities, Jewish communities, Catholic communities, Indigenous communities, public and government schools all together when there's so much horrible stuff going on? And I contacted the Veneto Club in Berlin, which is an Italian community centre. And I thought a community centre is probably the best sort of place to get a mixture of kids together doing different sorts of things. And they were very open. And I booked it like for 2 days a term for the whole year, and had kids coming from as far as Mildura and different places coming, because that was about, well, anti-racism and all those sorts of things. But really, that wasn't what I called it. I called it harmony through understanding. Like, if you get to know people different to you, you'll see there's more similarities and differences. But getting back to the basics, it was the community centre that was willing to open it, be open, and for a minimal cost. And it's libraries, community centres, schools, but we have to be careful with schools, because you don't have to be labelled as an independent school, a public school, a certain area, or, because that can very lead to difficult stuff. Just trying to think what. Computer companies, I don't know whether they would, or financial companies, I don't know whether they're boardrooms or something like that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, there's some great ideas, Karen. So in Bundaberg here, one of our people, like when I met Kieran and went down the Coder Dojo path, there was a group called Impact up here, and they had a computer lab with 20 computers. And so they were able to team, the Coder Dojo was able to team up with those guys. So if you dig around, Jill, there's good ideas. Yep. The idea of the digital playhouse was based around the School of Arts. A lecturer had grown up in an era and understood all about how the School of Arts was created, and they were technology centres and like. So essentially, we've got a community. That's how we set up the digital playhouse, but we had to fund it. But it's like a community centre in that sense. But for free, that's a great idea. The once a quarter or 2 days for the term, Karen, I love that idea.
Look, it worked really well, and because it was an impromptu decision to make a project happen straight after 9/11. There was no budgeting for it, of course. I mean, I did eventually get a little bit, but I made it so 8 students per school, they aimed at middle school kids, and 8 students per school meant that one teacher could drive 4 kids and a parent could drive 4 kids so they could get to a place. And it also meant a diverse group of people from diverse schools. And having a teacher, it's not bad to get a teacher online to understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
Did you say 8 students from each school?
Yeah.
Yep, that's great. I was thinking about this here because we've got a big Bitcoin project we want to work on in Gladstone here. And I was thinking how to get inclusion across all schools and get the minds of the kids that actually would be interested in it. So because if you just went to one school, they might not be. But that's a great idea to put it out
Changes
there.
the dynamics straight away. One school becomes fabulous or not. And then what about all the others that are outside? And also too often, too many projects have 1 or 2 students from a school. Now I know with professional learning with teachers, having one or two teachers in school is not the answer, because they go back and they're pretty much loners, and depending on the politics in the school can be really tricky. But if you've got a body like 8 students or 8 teachers, or a group, that's why group rates are really good for conferences and things. If you get a group of people sharing their ideas and bouncing off each other, 8 students.
That is so good. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, brilliant. Really brilliant. That's
I had another idea about a venue. Swinburne University or Institute of Technology. I've met a guy through some other work that I'm doing, Adam Jacoby, who's very into innovation, and he leads things, and he has events for people who want to start a new something or other to come along, and they can support it in different ways.
Oh.
And I think having him on board in some way, or presenting it to him, now they've got as many computers as you want, as much space as you want, whatever.
Well, that would be awesome, Karen. Why don't we do that together? It's not far from your place.
Not far at all.
And I'm an ex-Swinburne man, so
So if I can make an appointment with Adam Jacoby soon,
yeah, let's do it. That'll be fun.
Okay.
Great idea.
And Jill, on the Gold Coast, maybe touching base with Jason and Austin from Blockchain Collective.
Yeah.
See there must be some incredible facilities around where they are.
Yeah.
The other thing is too, in creating pathways, careers, now that we've got for Queensland, we've got the TAFE program for Advanced Diploma of Applied Blockchain. So TAFE are going to assist us up here, which, in a promotional event, but it'll lead to, I was trying to think how to put it together, and the ideas of Karen with getting multiple schools involved. Yeah, so I think there's some incredible resources down there. If you have a bit of a look around the startup innovation hubs, I think there's Little Tokyo. I think that's around where Nathan and Austin are. But there'll be space there. Like Karen said, at Central Queensland University, there's so much space and so many computers and so many things available. So I don't think space is a problem.
The other thing, Jill, have you been to some of the Bitcoin meetups in the Gold Coast?
Sharon and I tried to get into some of these Bitcoin meetups, and admittedly, we didn't push very hard, but it's weird. Some of them are like, they've obviously been quite active and they maybe have shut down or closed down or are not doing it anymore. We're quite surprised because we,
Because it's a big community up in the Gold Coast. It seems.
We'll push it a little bit more. But like I say, 2 of the ones that we tapped into, they both, actually it was one of the ones, Gordon, the lady, I'm just trying to think of her name now. Is it Ki?
Yes, we spoke about it, but
I can't think of her name. So we both tried contacting her, 1 through LinkedIn and 2 through, there was an email on her website. So she never replied to us, and we were quite persistent. And then there was another group that met in Southport, and we contacted them through, I think, Eventbrite, and they never replied. Their event was closed. So we kind of went, oh, okay, what's happening?
You tried this one?
Sorry.
Is that coming up? Is my screen sharing?
Oh, sorry, I was looking in the chat window. Yes, this Michael person. Yes, this is the one I was talking about. Michael QT. That's the one. Yeah, so that's the one. And if you look in Reddit, there'll be little comments that say, what happened? Is this still active? And then somebody says something like, don't know, not heard from him or something. Because we tried to contact this guy, Michael QT, yeah.
Wow.
I'd get in touch with Austin at Blockchain Collective. He's probably in the scene more than anyone. Yeah.
Okay. I think a lot of people maybe on the Gold Coast have made their money and gone out on their yachts, and they're not thinking about the future. They're already happy.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. This group's still on. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, the one here definitely still is. Karen runs it, so I might.
Okay. Is that on the Gold Coast?
No, this is in Melbourne.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't been in a while. I might actually go. So do you want to come along to one of them, Karen?
Sure.
We could hit it up, and then maybe we could do. I'll see if we can do a presentation, talk about what we're building, and then if we have a space to actually do it at Swinburne, maybe we do that, find the Swinburne place first, and then announce it. I reckon they'll have a lot of students and that sort of thing that might want to be part of that. So
when is it? What sort of
so the next one, I mean, they do them all the time, so we can go whenever really, but I
okay.
think from memory it was they've changed it every Thursday. Okay,
Because I've got some dates I won't be able to, but other dates I'm very flexible. So
well they do. Okay, well that's not every week, but they do like a Bitcoin 101 thing every Wednesday, I think it is. So we could do. I might reach out to Karen and see like what the go is. But she's really cool. You'll like her. No, stop sharing. But yeah, that sounds like a good plan. But I think the first things first, we need a curriculum and a method to actually certify people. So what I want to do is get all that stuff built, and like it doesn't have to be perfect. Build like out the parts that we want. We're going to make it better and better. Once we have that down and have a way to build the NFTs as well for certifications, I think then we're sort of good to go. So I think that's goal number one is to get that done. So this week, I mean, last week I was pretty flat out. I've been flat out until today, really. But once I've got this presentation for Lagos out of the way, I'm going to work on some videos, like I was saying to you, Jill, specifically for the practical side, because I think that's probably the most, or the part that you need the most to actually be able to do anything is how do you set up the wallet, how do you get a LURL, and how do you create an ID, so like using that BTC .us on the Haro wallet. So those three things, I'll make videos. I think I'm gonna have to figure out how to like share my phone to do that.
So that's great. I was actually keen to get the BTC address, so I hadn't sort of followed up on the link of that, so that I'll be the student. Karen, had you we went through the DeWork board just a little earlier. Are you a Discord user?
Karen will tell you I'm a technological dinosaur.
Oh, no, we're actually discussing about some of the tasks, because in the board we've got the board up there and how to allocate some of those over. Look,
I'll learn it.
If you want to do it and whatever we need to do to assist, it's a good little board.
I'll make some time when so apologies for last week, Karen.
Things happen, and I've had some medical issues just like had this week too, but they're all really good now and I'm great. But I'm just picking up on stuff, so it's just been nothing contagious, nothing worrying, so all good.
Could I just follow up on
that nowadays? It's so silly.
Could I just follow up on some things around the open source?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not. It was a very interesting conversation we had with Tom there about the open source, and I'm completely new to open source. So I met a guy this week in Opus Water, just came in because we've got Bitcoins accepted here.
Oh, Dan, yeah.
So Dan Lee. So we did invite him to drop in, but he had the guy. It was incredible, the conversation and all of the things. He was just able to, without saying too much, he was talking about all the things that need to be done. So his company, Red Hat, I think obviously advise companies about how to, deal with open source. Mm-hmm. And he went through all sorts of things about, what happens if someone uses open source, and insurances and all sorts of things that can come as a result of open source. So he's on holidays at the moment. He didn't reply to me on his LinkedIn. So I'm happy that, but he said he'd be happy to drop by sometime. So
cool.
That'll be good to sort of, we've got obviously Tom as well, but someone that's actually working in the industry as well, full on dealing with all the licensing and all of the legalities behind open source. So,
yeah.
So awesome. Where are we? I went into the wrong screen there. I'll just stop share.
No, that's really good. Yeah, I mean, any time we can.
He also spoke about too. You know, he had a lot of knowledge about the how open source communities work and what motivates people to be in open source and how to attract people to be involved in open source.
Cool.
So obviously, we're all in here contributing now.
Yep.
You know, how sustainably do you get something to continue on? There's a lot of the say open source, so like Michael Saylor's open source for Bitcoin for corporations. I mean, his corporations is paying for it. And Jack Dorsey's open source for the new cold storage wallet. They've open sourced that, but they've got people there. They're paying to do it. So and obviously, if they're writing code and someone goes away and uses that code to create a wallet, well, it's got to be meticulous. It's got to be, you know, you need people working on the code, making sure it's working properly. So I don't know much about the days because I'm not the IT guy. But yeah, they were really interesting points that he brought up.
That's huge. Well, I think like what you found, Gordon, with DeWork, like that sort of model is definitely the way to get people on board. And I think like once we figure that out and figure out like, you know, the whole legal side to stacks and all that, that's probably the way forward. And even like people outside of sort of this community, just in like the Bitcoin community that I've shared, or crypto quote unquote community, that I've shared DeWork with, like, oh my God, this is incredible. I'll immediately start like doing some stuff on here. So I think that's the way forward. But yeah, like bring him on board for sure. And if he's got access to some devs and stuff as well that might be able to participate.
Well, yeah, once he had a look at it, he said he'd be happy to have a look at that for us and see, because again, I don't know much about the coding side in GitHub, but obviously it's just Sharks in there.
Yeah.
He's our only coder, isn't that right?
Yeah, pretty much. I think the cool thing, like with the like building curriculum on GitHub, like you don't really need coding skills. So basically, like everything that we do, I'm going to put into Gitbook, which we all have admin access to. And much like using DeWork, it's a bit of a learning curve, but not much. We can all start updating that together. So I don't think that's a barrier to entry at all. I think the big thing we probably need is just someone to code out the certification process and authentication. So yeah, Jacques said he's be able to do that. But yeah, if there's someone else who has the ability to do that, that'd be cool as well.
It was interesting this week, that article that you brought up, the education article that was written by someone on Twitter there.
The Bitcoin Magazine one. Yeah, that was
Bitcoin
really
Magazine one. So I got about 90% of the way through that. One of the interesting things I saw in there was the story is basically a visionary. I saw it as someone looking at the future of education and saying what was going to happen. One of the things that I noted in there was we were talking about domiciles and where to have legal structures and how it works in different countries and what it means to be a global citizen. So the interesting thing, if you're in, so I started to have a look in, I was aware that America has this thing that you can leave America, but you can't leave the tax system.
Yeah.
So, or there's like, I think in America, there's like 5 or 6 different things that you can choose to be when you exit their economy. In other words, just because you left doesn't mean to say you have to pay tax. And so he noted in the article about leaving Australia, he said that in the future, you may not be able to leave Australia, as in you may not be able to undomicile yourself. Yeah. And he talked about China and Australia being the 2 countries that seem to be the leaders in that CBDC control. And so I went down the rabbit hole of looking at, well, if I wanted to move to El Salvador, what would that mean? And it would mean that if I became a non-tax-paying citizen for Australia, then on the exit date that I'm there, I would be deemed to have realised my assets and therefore subject to capital gains.
Wow. That's
now. That's now.
Wow. I don't like that.
So, I mean, that was a real surface look. I haven't dived deep into it, but there's really interesting things around the global, because these are a lot of questions about what is the global citizen going to be like, because in a decentralized world with DAOs and everything, what are we?
Yeah.
And global learning is a really important aspect of education at the moment. And what does a global citizen mean? What makes you a global What skills do you need? And I can also suggest some very good resources for that, for the website too. And some
please. Yeah.
That's
all
great.
The more resources, the better. I'll include them.
With pleasure, with pleasure. I'm just thinking about the website itself. Another aspect that's coming up a lot in education is student agency and student voice.
Yes.
Where are the students when decisions are being made about education? They're the recipients of whatever's being put forward in the class, but shouldn't they be the shouldn't it be a reciprocal process? Teachers and students learning from each other, because they both live in different worlds, and students' ideas are so important, and their experiences in learning. And maybe on the website there could be a page for your voice and inviting students, and we could put up a provocation, a question. What does it mean being independent? Where does money come into it at all? Or I don't know, I'm just off the top of my head, but just different questions, and opening kids to write in a paragraph or a very mini essay or something. What are your thoughts about, or your experience of that, something like that, and getting students actually being involved in this right from now.
I love that. Yeah, we should. Oh, yeah, I'm up for that. Well, why don't we make it, what is money? Or what does money mean to you?
Yep.
That might be a good one. But I will correct you. There is no students and no teachers in this, only learners. Which I think is important. I don't think we should have students and teachers. It's a weird dynamic that we've created, where you're right, Karen. It should be reciprocal. We should be learning from each other all the time, not this I'm telling you didactic approach to everything. I think it should be like we're all learning stuff together, right? So yeah, nail on the head. And student voice or learner voice is the most important thing, I think. Having a say, like, what does it mean to you? Like, why are you like studying this? Like, why is this important at all? And being able to
why don't we just brainstorm some questions together, some provocations, and we'll just decide on which order or which ones now. And what you're saying here, and also resonates very strongly with Korczak's words. Janusz Korczak, the founder of the Convention of Children's Rights, based on his work, he doesn't call children children. We are all people. And it just shouldn't be differentiated. Just because you're younger doesn't mean that you don't have the same rights. Hey, children, sure. Young people have the same rights as, hey, people older than them.
Exactly right. Korczak knocked it out of the park for sure. So ahead of his time with that sort of thinking. Incredible.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do something with the Korczak Foundation specifically for this.
Well, on the Korczak Association website, we're going to soon have a Your Voice page.
Yeah.
And I've already read a very interesting article that a young Indigenous man wrote, and just to hear voices from other people about different things. So certainly we can connect it in some ways, that what issues, because certainly inequity is a very big question in rights, everybody's rights, and finances are a very big source of inequity. And
I wonder if we should, I'm sure Maheen has too much on her plate as it is, but maybe getting her and her mum involved at some point as well.
We're hopefully catching up with her in the holidays.
That
will be good. But I'm also very respectful that it's Ramadan at the moment, and respecting all the differences around us are also very important with everything we do.
Yeah, definitely. That's a huge thing as well. Yeah. No worries, Jill. You got to skedaddle, do you? No worries. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for all your input. Just feed whatever you need to into DeWork, and we'll go from there.
Thanks, Jill.
Thanks, Jill.
We might leave it there then, I guess. But I think that's a great idea, Karen. Let's do that ASAP. If we do a brainstorm for a provocation, we'll get it on the website, and then we can give it out to students to actually fill out, and we can include that on the GitHub repo. So it'll be part of the curriculum.
So for now, I've just added Karen Global Citizen to the DeWork task list, and Kieran just to add the Your Voice to the DeWork, so you guys can maybe help Karen manage that. Even she doesn't even have to get in there. Someone can manage it across.
I'll learn. I'm now
I'll teach you,
using Miro, and I'd never used Miro before, and I'm now using Miro for some meetings that I've been involved in.
That's awesome, isn't it? That Miro.
It's so awesome. And for people to be working together in a group, and the group that I was working with were students and a mixture of adults, and to see that the way that ideas were being posted and shared, and it was really interesting. But I've also learned later that I should have known, asked questions about it's bloody expensive to keep going the boards up.
Yeah, is that with the Magic 11 group?
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Is Ray involved with that at all?
Pardon?
Is Ray involved with that at all?
He was involved in the meetings, yes.
Awesome.
But he didn't actually post anything on the Miro board, but he was involved in discussions, and that was very good.
Yeah, I thought he might need some tech support with that side of things, but that's cool. Very cool.
He managed very well, and he was very well recognized, and it was great.
Awesome. Well, I've set a recurring invite for him to come into this meeting, so hopefully he can make it at some point. It'd be good to get his input as well.
Yes, I agree.
So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks guys. We'll we'll work on DeWork.
Kieran, just seeing if you've got any time on Friday to catch up with the lecturer and I.
Yeah, sure do.
So we'll send you over an invite. We just wanted to go cover all the stuff that we did with Joni, and I think some ideas about what could be holding us back now.
Yeah.
To go forward and with Stacks. So good conversation to have before we meet with Stacks again.
Yeah, good idea.
If you've got time, that'd be great.
Morning work okay for you?
Yeah, I'll just have a quick look. We've got sorry, a minute. Just bring that calendar up.
No worries.
Yeah, I'd hope maybe say 11 Queensland time, 12. Yep. I think I'll just check with a lecturer. We've got TAFE class at 1 p.m. so Queensland time, so 11 or 12 somewhere there.
Beautiful. Yep, shoot it through. And yeah, we'll do that.
So I did our lecturer at TAFE Babu. I've made like my project in my first problem-based learning project for TAFE. I've actually been doing it on the School of Bitcoin. Well, a lecturer and I have. So piecing together the puzzles, like who are the intermediaries, who are cutting out. So obviously we've used some of the things from what the group's doing there, but it's as an assignment. Babu's going, I think you've got a project. I think you've got something, a real project here.
Awesome. Oh, that's really cool. I love
you can choose a project that you're working on, or you can just analyze a particular industry, or so everyone's doing all different things, looking into logistics. One's looking at how to sort of tokenize a co-working space. Some other boys are doing some NFTs. We've been just diving into DAOs, and we thought, well, we might as well learn as much as we can here.
That's awesome. I'd love to check out your resources on that once you're finished. That sounds really cool.
Sure.
Awesome. All right, we'll see you guys. I'll see you on Friday, and see you next week, Karen.
Terrific. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kieran and Karen.
See you guys. Bye.